What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and today we are in the R1T studios. In this video, we're going to be going over a lot of stuff, a handful of just updates with the Rivian, some recalls. We have a 12-volt battery recall for the Rivian. Actually, it's not really a recall. There wasn't really a TSB because it was only impacting certain VIN numbers. We're gonna try out the new Rivian CCS to NACS adapter. They finally shipped one out. We're gonna be talking about the recall for another adapter from A2Z. I've been driving the Cybertruck for a little over a week now, and now I'm back to driving non-Cybertruck vehicles, and it feels a little weird. And just a few more other things too. Two of you used my referral code, so thank you very much and congratulations. Yeah, so let's get started. All right, we have arrived here in Laverne. We are at 20% state of charge or 70 miles in range. We're gonna go and use the Rivian charging adapter. So these are the V4 chargers, but they're not true V4 because they still only deliver up to 250 kilowatts. There are V3 internals, more than likely, because the true V4s haven't been released yet, but they are talking about it, that could deliver up to 350 kilowatt in speed. But we are currently using the Rivian adapter. Looks like that. We normally use the A2Z adapter. When I took a look, because these have screens on them, it was 57 cents. It doesn't show anything here anymore, but these were 57 cents per kilowatt hour, the rate. But I did pay for the $12.99 a month Tesla subscription. They do charge tax on that, so it's really $14 a month. That should give me the same rate as Tesla owners do. But I really wish that Tesla would just give the subscription for free for Tesla owners who also own non-Tesla vehicles. Let's see what we're getting, because we're pretty low on the state of charge. So right now we are at 63 kilowatts in speed, but I think it just takes some time to ramp up. The max speed that a Gen 1 large pack battery can do, that I've seen anyway, at least that I've experienced, is 220 kilowatt speed. So I have it set to 80% limit. It says it's gonna take 35 minutes. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have me some breakfast. I'll give you a little update. We are now at 29% state of charge. The speed has gone up 210 kilowatt in speed. I wonder if it's gonna keep going up. All right, we are at 46% state of charge. It has dropped down to about 175 kilowatt in speed. It did peak at about 215 kilowatt at 37%, I think, but it went up and down and stayed around 210. Well, there's about a dozen or so chargers here, and they're all V4. And so here you're gonna see that it is 57 cents per kilowatt hour, but with my subscription it brought it down to 44 cents per kilowatt hour. I don't know if this has the Magic Dock adapter. I don't know. I've never really figured out how to get that out of there. I'm pushing the button, or without pushing the button, it just pops out. So the V4s usually have Magic Dock adapters and are compatible without an adapter with CCS. You just have to pay for the higher rate unless you have a subscription. So about that recall with A2Z NACS adapter. So I have 3 adapters from A2Z. 2 of them I paid for, and 1 was sent out as a review. But these are the 2 right here that I paid for with my own money. But it came in a combo pack to save money, so I bought both of them. This is the Stellar adapter. This is the one I use at home to charge the Rivian with the Tesla wall connector. This, as far as I know, has no recall, no issues with it either. Now this is the first edition or first gen or first version. It is the Typhoon plug, and this is the one that I bought last year right after I took delivery of the Rivian R1T. At that time I didn't know when I was gonna get the adapter from Rivian, the free one. This has a recall notice. A2Z has sent out an email, and also I gotten a letter in the mail because I haven't done what I'm supposed to do yet. The reason why I've been lagging, actually there's several reasons. Number one, I'm just busy. And then number two, I already have the Typhoon Pro, which is this. This is the one that A2Z has sent out for me to do content on and for me to check out. So this is the Pro version. This is what this replaced this. And so I felt that since I already have that, there isn't really a quick solution, or like there wasn't really a need for me to do it right away. And plus I didn't want to take up inventory for those who actually needed it. That's why I've been just lagging on it. But eventually I'll send it back and get a replacement unit. But yeah, so these two I bought on my own, and this was a review provided to me to do content on. But yeah, I think the issue is something with the locking mechanism. I have other videos of using the two, and also showing you the difference between the two, but basically the locking system is a little bit simpler on the Typhoon Pro, where there's only one locking mechanism, whereas this has two, one on top and one on the bottom. So if you have the non-Pro Typhoon adapter, they're probably reaching out to you. Pay attention to that. Don't use it anymore, and get a replacement. It is a free replacement from my understanding. But now this is the one that Tesla has made for Rivian and Rivian customers. And I'll put up the timeline of how long it took for me to get this. From my understanding, the delivery or availability of these adapters is based on delivery date of your Rivian and not your VIN number. And so, but these are actually now included with Gen 2 new purchases. So if you just bought a Gen 2, or if you are taking delivery, just look out for that. It should be included in your vehicle, or it should be available shortly after taking delivery. And speaking of delivery, shout out to the person who used my referral and took delivery. I think it was around December. I'll put up the date of the email. And the person who just took delivery this month in January, who used my referral, I can't thank you enough. I mean, man, congratulations. Let me know in the comments if you are those people, and let me know what you picked up, and let me know how you're enjoying it. Congratulations. Welcome to the Rivian. It's great. So thank you very much. So now that the announcement for that Model Y Juniper has been made in China, and we've gotten a look at what it looks like, I really don't know what to say. It's not for me, and I think that's a good thing, because we were debating on whether or not to replace the Model Y with Rivian R2. That was one of the options we were looking at, just some things we were thinking about. And so at least I'm leaning more towards the Rivian R2 now because of that. And there have been rumors of the R2 production starting early next year, like around March. So I don't know how true these rumors are. But we'll see. We do have a lease on the R1T. There's more rumors about Rivian making some kind of deal to where you can get out of the lease and get the R2 as long as you replace it with an R2 or something like that. But we'll see. All rumors, all speculations. But I'm a little bit excited, not only for Juniper to come out, but also for R2, even though Juniper, not my cup of tea. Although I have seen like better high quality videos and photos, because I never quite understand why, you know, whenever we see these leaked photos, they're just trash quality. I don't know, like they took it with a camera from like the 90s or something. So I don't know why it's always like that, or maybe they just blur it out just to tease people more, but I don't know. But now more high quality photos are coming out, and I mean, I'm still not 100% all in on it, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below of that Model Y Juniper. The front light bar, I don't know, but the side view looks just like the current versions of the Model Y. Check this out. EVBase has sent me these illuminated door sills for my Rivian R1T. It comes with a set of 4, one for each door. No tool installation. It's held in place by magnets. Works on both R1T and R1S. 7 colors of variable cycle lights made of high impact acrylic. Rechargeable with included micro USB cables. These things are so bright at night. You can remove them anytime you want and charge them up. Very nice. Go check it out in the video description below, as well as any discount codes they have shared with me for you all to use. Thank you, EVBase. Right, we're gonna do another check. It's 65% state of charge. Speed has gone down to 108 kilowatts. We have added 68 kilowatt hours, 69 kilowatt hours of energy. Now, to give you a comparison, that is roughly almost the size of, I think, a Model Y battery. I think Model Y is closer to 80 kilowatt hours in battery size, and I think Model 3 is 70 something. I'll put it up on the screen, but yeah, so it's a big boy battery here. The large pack is, I believe, 130 kilowatt hours, the large pack, while the Cybertruck is 123 kilowatt hours of battery size. So yeah, it's always a trip charging the Rivian up like from low to like 80%, because those numbers are just like, man, I didn't realize how big this battery was. But charge curve and everything is okay. It's all right. I mean, you just have to anticipate it, expect it. Cybertruck also, that was another just adjustment, even though I knew it was coming, but never really realized it until actually experiencing it. So that's why I had some breakfast. I'm doing this video, parts of this video while charging. 12-volt battery was replaced on this Rivian. They contacted me. There isn't really an official TSB or recall because it only affects certain VIN numbers. This vehicle is a 2023. VIN number is like, I think 25,000 or 23,000. I thought I wasn't part of it, but they just gave me a call. Now the battery is actually underneath that shroud. And earlier versions of the Rivian, both R1T and R1S, actually had two 12-volt batteries, one for each rail. I had a conversation with the technician while he was replacing the battery and learned a little bit about it. I don't understand it, but I just like to hear about it, and I think it's pretty interesting. It has been a few months since they replaced the battery. No issues, no error codes. There actually was no error codes that led to the replacement of the battery. It was just one of those like preactive approach, like before anything happens, or if there is no issues anyway, just replace it anyway. We are now at 73% state of charge, 65 kilowatt in speed. I think we're gonna just unplug. I'm not gonna wait till 80%. This is slightly better than Model Y, if Model Y was around that state of charge, but keep in mind Model Y has a much smaller battery size. But 65 kilowatt in speed isn't bad as far as comparing it to just how Rivian does it. and Tesla. I know there's other cars out there that will charge a lot quicker. Porsche Taycan, Hyundai Ioniq 5. All those cars have better charge curve, but this is the car I have, or a truck, and I'm just sharing with you all what I am experiencing. So we are going to unplug, and I'm gonna put up the stats and price and all that on the screen itself. All right, so it was like 33 minutes to put in about 200 miles worth of range for about $35. Would you do that? Would you wait that long? Would you spend that amount of money? I mean, keep in mind, this is a truck. And I would say the Cybertruck is very similar as far as cost. And as far as time to charge, I would say that the Model X won't be as much. And it would probably take a little bit less time, maybe rather than like 33 minutes or so, maybe 25 minutes to do about a similar thing. Maybe even faster than that. But keep in mind, it is a much more efficient vehicle, the Model X is, as well as a smaller battery. I mean, for me, the cost isn't that bad. What is really bad though is spending that 33 minutes. That's why I don't really like charging outside of the house unless I'm on a road trip. And that's why I don't really think that the unlimited supercharging is all that great. Because it kind of forces you to just supercharge instead of just using the charger at home. Now, don't get me wrong, it's great for people who can't charge at home, but for people like me who could charge at home, sure, it's free, but man, the time, right? It's kind of like many years ago, we had Disneyland, what is that? Disneyland Pass, the annual pass. And it got to a point where at first we're like, we're gonna be saving a lot of money. But then it got to a point where it's kind of like, let's just go because we spent all that money, you know, trying to save money, but we don't even want to go. But then we force ourselves to go because we're like, we gotta go at least 7 times this year to make up for that money, or to even start saving. So that's what it started feeling like. I don't know. What do y'all think? So unlike the Typhoon Pro, and just like the first version of Typhoon, the Rivian adapter has 2 locking/unlocking mechanism. This top button here is the one that releases it from the vehicle itself, and this right down here is the one that releases, I don't know if you could see that knob or clip, but that lowers it to release it from the actual Tesla charging cable. So there's 2 unlocking mechanism, just like the older Typhoon that has a recall, whereas the new Typhoon Pro has only 1 locking mechanism. It is multi-stage, so if you just press slightly on it, it releases this, and if you push all the way down, it releases this. So it's a very similar design, except just how it handles the locking and unlocking. But as you can see, size comparison, it is much larger, the Typhoon Pro, than the adapter. Now the cool thing with the A2Z is it does come with a case. This one does not come with a case. Now A2Z did not sponsor this video, but I am going to give you my discount code if you guys are interested in getting the A2Z adapter. I have it in the video description below. All right, so a couple more things I wanted to share before we look at the trip data between the R1T and the Cybertruck. So I finally got my registration renewal. Oh man, $1,220 for 1 year. So this is something I had mentioned, and I was trying to figure out how to, because this is considered a commercial truck, even though it's not, I don't know. But regardless, because of its weight, because of its class, I guess, it's considered a commercial truck. So $1,220 for 1 year. It is more expensive, I think, than our Model X Plaid. And the Cybertruck is not going to be an exception more than likely. So we should prepare for that as well. And for those who are going to purchase or get a truck in California, yeah, that's how much it's gonna cost if you're not familiar, because I wasn't familiar and now I am. I also got my HOV stickers. So in California, we got these stickers that you can put on your electric vehicle so that you can go on the HOV lane or the carpool lane. HOV is high occupancy vehicle, so it's a, I'm not going to say dedicated, because in some areas it's not really dedicated, but there is a separate lane on the far left side where if you have more than one person riding, or maybe 3 or more depending on the area, you could take that lane and not use the regular lanes where more than likely it's traffic, but more and more people are using the carpool lane, so it also becomes traffic there. But with the sticker, it allows you to just be by yourself. So I got those stickers. I'll put the timeline on how long it took from doing it online, registering, and then getting it in the mail. Now, the funny thing is with California DMV, they charge you an additional fee if you use their online services, because you're using a credit card, a transaction using a credit card or a debit card. The weird thing about it is, okay, there's a transaction fee, right? They charge you that transaction fee on a different transaction. So if it truly is a transaction fee, wouldn't you charge me on the same transaction so that you don't have to do a separate transaction? It's all a scam. I don't know, man. It really is. So let's get down to the Cybertruck versus R1T one-day commute. Keep in mind, many things are different, but I just want to share with you some numbers. All right, so one of the biggest differences is the distance that I drove with the R1T. It's 119.8 miles, so much fewer than I did with the Cybertruck. Also, weather, traffic conditions, so many different things that play into factor that this isn't really a scientific comparison, but I just wanted to share some numbers with you all so that you get a better idea of the efficiency differences between the Cybertruck and the R1T. Now, the mile per kilowatt hour is fairly the same as what I've given you in the previous video. So on this trip, my miles per kilowatt hour on the R1T is 2.96 miles per kilowatt hour, or 337.84 watt hour per mile. To drive that distance, it used 40 kilowatt hours of battery. And so I'll just show you the pricing when we're looking at different cost per kilowatt hour. Now, to do this trip with the Cybertruck, it would have used 41 kilowatt hours of energy and 2.92 miles per kilowatt hour, same as the previous trip. So just giving you these numbers just to play around with, just to compare. Again, this is not a scientifical thing, just fun with numbers, okay? Fun with numbers. So in certain circumstances, the Rivian R1T may be less efficient, but because of this trip, it looks very similar to the Cybertruck efficiency. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Before I go, I just wanted to add that the Rivian has been very reliable, very little problems. And the reason why I'm mentioning that, well, just stay tuned. There's going to be a few more videos regarding something that's happening at the moment. So if you like the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't checked out the Cybertruck commute video, please go check it out. I'll see you on the next one.